Hello and welcome back. We're just going to have a quick look over this great looking model here, the Dinadan R154. Came along in 1976, was available for a short period of time. I think it was gone by 1980 from the catalogue. So I've got it on the rolling road. Had to give it a bit of a clean, and when I put it on the tracks it was a bit sort of sparky coming from the wheels, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a clean up. So it's in a lot better condition now. I ran it about 2 years ago in a video and had a good look over it, so if you want a more detailed look at it, we'll have a look back at the older video. It does have crew fitted, and that looks like a replacement handrail to me. It's in fairly used condition. There's bits of glue here and there all over it, and I think the lining's been retouched in the past, and there's some definite fingerprints in the gloss work there. It's been quite roughly handled in the past, I think. So it's definitely been well used, I think. And it's got a particularly fine bit of insulation by some yellowed sellotape here, but again, when these things work, it seems pointless pulling them apart and redoing it. It does seem to work. Tender's reasonably nice. Again, I think the lining's been repainted, reworked. It does have fingerprints ingrained in it and marks all over it. So definitely a bit of action over its time, this model. It's got those nice metal rimmed wheels there. They're quite smooth. They make quite a nice sound on the track. So we'll just pop that down on the rolling road there. Sorry, I'm not pointing the camera quite where it needs to be. So the coaches, I thought I'd run with it. I took off the railway a couple of weeks ago, and I had meant to get this model out quite some time ago, just to pan around and have a look there. So I've got the coaches sitting up there on the elevated section. So I think they're R622 and 623 for the brake. They probably started life with grey roofs, maybe was 622 and 23A. Once they went white roofs, possibly with like these with white rim wheels, and then they stayed in the catalogue till the mid-70s. 77, I think they vanished. I think their catalogue number had changed to 933 for the coach and 934 for the brake. Let's just jump back to the catalogue. We'll have a quick glance at this 76 catalogue at the coaches whilst we're here. So there we go. I had meant to look at the catalogue in last week's video with the mallard, but once I was editing the video I realised I'd completely forgotten. But maybe we'll have a look at that another day. So there we go. 933 for the coach and 934 for the brake. So they've got silver seal wheels by this stage, rather than my versions which have the white rimmed wheels. Let's have a quick glance at the catalogue. So this one's dated 12th January 76. Let's see if we can look at the Dinadan. So a brand new model for this year. So here we have it, R154, N15 class 460 locomotive. And there we have it. Is that £10.95? So a fairly reassuring price. Look at the prices of the other steam locomotives on offer at the time, or the diesel locomotives for that matter. Let's oh, hang on, there's some other locomotives there, the silver seal ones. We've got the Brush Type 4 and the Black 5 and the Britannia. They're quite pricey, aren't they? So let's have a look at the coaches. Let's see if we can find the coaches. So I'm pointing in the wrong direction. 933 and 34 SR coaches there. I think we've got a price of £2.25. That sounds like a remarkably small sum of money, although I'm fairly confident in 1976 that was quite a reassuring sum for a coach. So let's just pop this catalogue away to one side. It is fairly worn, this catalogue. I think we've seen it before. The staples are well away. So let's put that somewhere. Let's put that somewhere. Let's just pop that down there. And we've got the box here for the locomotive. I don't have instructions for it, so it does have its box. So nice black and white face card, or black, white and yellow. And the information's on the other end of the box. It's fairly tatty. It's definitely been around a bit. And there we go, R154 SR Loco Dinadan. So we'll pop that down. We've got a couple of other things happening in the background there. You saw I'd been fiddling with the 01 last week, and I think I had this Class 37 working, and one of these chassis I've been experimenting with, but I've now converted the B17. I think if we, I think I've got, I think the Class 37's in action at the moment. Let's just see if I've got that right. I can't remember. So we want to go in reverse. Yeah, so that's module number 1, and the B17 is locomotive number 2, or module number 2. So if we go, yeah, we're in forward, so that should roll forward towards the Class 37. And then if we use this nice smooth switch to select reverse, and it should go nice and gently backwards. There we go. So I'm going to convert over a few more locomotives, so when I get the chance we'll unhook the Morley and attach one of these 01 controllers. So I did have 2 of these out on the bench. This is the one I've just reworked the keypad, so I've put one away for now, and we'll get there eventually. I do have some work to do with the accessory modules. Let's have a look there. Whilst I do have enough now on my initial calculation, I do need to let's have a look at those. These are for coding the accessory modules, so you can number all of the accessories, or the points in this case. So that would number the points, so each module can have 4 numbers assigned to it, and this part of the coding strip would either set the accessory module to supply continuous power for if you wanted to throw a colour light signal perhaps, or a sudden burst of electricity to throw the points. So I need to make a few more of these, I think. So I need to recode some of the ones I've got which have been used, but we'll get along with that at another date. So I think let's just give that chassis there a little bit of power, and we'll just have a quick look at it while it's on the bench. Yeah, so it had some sort of little, I think they must have come from a wire brush, strands of steel wire between the wheels and the chassis. Not quite sure how that occurred, but it was making it look rather more exciting than it needed to look. So got all that cleaned out. So I think what we'll do is we'll get the top back on that, and then we'll get it on the railway, and we'll give it a bit of a go. Actually, why don't we just put it on like this, and we'll see the chassis in action, see what it's like, see how the wheels run on the track. Let's pop the tender on. Just bear with me for a second. Just try not to move too quickly. So I have got the controller already fed through this side, as I've been playing with this earlier in the day, so it's already quite late in the evening. So we are getting on for the end of February at the moment. Let's grab the chassis and have a look at that lovely piece of, actually I've got to put that down to get a better hold on it. That lovely piece of yellow sellotape acted as an insulator there. As I say, it works. I do love the join between the tender and the locomotive, that little plastic strip there. I think that's might have been the only time they used that. I don't think I have any other models with that on. So let's pop that there. Let's just see if we can hook that in. There we go. So if I can find where I've left the controller hanging around down here, let's see if we can give this a little power. So I'm bashing into the catenary with the base of the gimbal here. So quite a smoothish sort of thing. It's got those plated wheels, so it doesn't have too much trouble. Let's take it down the incline a little bit. We'll get a little bit of wheel slip, I suspect. Actually, no, that's pretty good. Let's go down one more time. Oh, that was a bit more abrupt. Let's put it on the bend. Oh, that should give it a bit more friction to move away. Yeah, a little bit of wheel slip. It does have the magnadhesion, so probably one of the last models fitted with magnadhesion, perhaps. Maybe the Ginties, which were designed just after this, had the magnadhesion. So I think what I'm going to do is get the top put back on that, and then we'll give that a bit of a run round. So there she is, with the top back on the chassis. So I think we'll give that a little power and see if we can just follow it around from this side of the railway. I've been working quite a bit from this side. I've been quite enjoying the view. So let's give that a little power now and see if we can get her to move away. Off into the distance there. Makes a great shape as it goes through the curves there. Past the goods shed. Let's see if we can stretch around this side and get that coming down the back of the station here. And she seems fairly well behaved on the diamond crossing. And we'll get a slightly more elevated view here as she goes under the bridge. And then we're going to come through all the points and back up to the elevated section here. A lot more friction coming through there. And here I begin to work harder now as she climbs, just adding a little extra power. And there she goes. Let's bring her to a stop roughly where we were before. There we go. So I think what I'll do is I'll jump the other side and we'll get her back down onto the inside line, I think, and then we'll see if we can get the Spitfire out. I think we'll have a bit of double running for added extra fun. So I've just jumped the other side of the railway. We'll just have a quick look down this side of the train while we're here. Start with this gorgeous looking locomotive. See, there is a little bit of wear to the sides of the cylinder blocks here. It's not in perfect condition, but it's a lovely thing. It seems to run quite well. And that crew standing out in their sort of quite bright blue boiler suits in the back there. So it's got a lovely sort of sheen to it. It's not quite glossy, but it's sort of, it's definitely not matte, so it's got quite a nice finish on it, I think. Now, a good look along the side of these coaches. Now, we've seen these before. They've come out of trying Hornby boxes. We've seen them in the past. The roofs are fairly clean and tidy. You can see quite nicely in through the windows there. You've got that corridor detail and that printed handrail on the glazing strip. Sorry, I'm completely losing my words here. So we'll have a look down. The other one there, that Southern, again you can hear the floorboards cracking under my feet there. You can see a little bit of that's not a chip out of the plastic, that's where it comes off the mould, I think. It's just badly finished. And there we can see through the other side there, the seating unit one on the inside looking slightly yellowed. And then we've got the great bars on the window there. Let's have a quick glance around the back end. The D-shaped coupling. I think the buffers at this stage were still, I think there were metal heads pushed into the plastic bodywork of the coach. So I think if I turn the camera around, and then we'll give this a little power, we'll get this down onto the inside line and see what we can get. So if I have to break away to concentrate a bit more on changing things, we'll put a pause in it, but let's see what we can do without making a break in the recording, perhaps. So let's see if we can get a nice elevated view there as she comes around. I can't keep up with her. It's not the speed, it's me not wanting to trip over the cable. So King George sitting there between the two platforms. Coaches look great running through the canopies there. So let's see if we can catch up again. And it hasn't been too bad, this model on the Diamond Crossing so far. Let's see if we can get a nice view, perhaps under the elevated section. I don't think it'll grab focus. It always grabs the near ground rather than the far ground. I'm just going to bring it through these points and stop part way through. There. So I just now need to fiddle with point work. Let's see, let's put the controller down there. So we need to close 3G and 1G in the distance over there. So let's we can keep our eyes on 3G while I throw the switch. There we go. And we might be able to see the colour light signal in the distance there. And the point, I think it's probably too far away to see the blades go, but you might be able to see the bulb changing the signal. So from red to green there. So now we should be able to run onto the inside line, and we'll get it safely tucked in there and then adjust the point work again. Yeah, I quite like these southern liveried models. Although these coaches have been a bit troublesome in the past, they did used to leap off the track on the Super 4. They've been remarkably well behaved on here. So now we need to close that into the inside line by closing 2B, which was the crossover here, and then we want 1B. So that's the one that's been a little troublesome. I must get around to switching that one out. So I think we've got that closed into there, and I think we've got a crossover open, which is 2Y, which is this one, which I was using with the Mallard last week. So as I've been fiddling with the 01, I haven't played that much with the railway, so that's that one. Not quite sure why we had a double throw from that there. Let's see what's going on in the background. It's done what it's done, but not quite sure why we had a double throw. Let's throw back. One throw. One throw. There we go. Electricity. So I then need to separate both inside and outside lines electrically, and then activate the right hand side of the controller, which is now currently controlling the turntable. So we'll set that for the inside line. So we should, this controller now, if I turn it, ideally nothing happens apart from that light goes green on the controller, so there's nothing on the outside line. So we're now fully in control here with this side of the controller. So we'll just run that around like that. We'll just have the one run around, and then I'll bring it to a stop while I concentrate on getting the Spitfire out of the sidings. There we have it. Looks pretty good. So let's just bring that gently to a stop near the station here. There we go. Now I think to get the Spitfire out, we need to open 8R and 1Y, which is the curved point in the distance. So we'll grab the controller. So this is a good plan. So ideally, the Spitfire is going to creep out of the station, out of this long siding now. I think the other two sets of points there, 1W and 2W, are correct. Yeah, it's a good plan. Let's go. Let's give it some power. Let's see if we can step back a bit. Quite a lot of friction pulling it through the set of points there, I think. It makes a lovely sound, this model. So I can't get the whole train in shot, so it's just a little bit on the long side. So I'm just going to close up some points. Sorry, I'm waving the camera around without really thinking what's going on here. So we want to switch out 8R and 1Y, the curved point, just in case I find myself going back through there. So I think what we'll do is we'll set the Spitfire running nice and smoothly, and then we'll see if we can get the Dinadan on the go as well. So let's get Dinadan on the move as well. And see if we can get some interesting shots of the two trains together, perhaps. So Dinadan being a little bit more lively than the Spitfire at the moment. So I think perhaps we might just calm down with Dinadan. There we go, should get them both passing the station together. If I could stand up in the air and look down, this would be quite nice here, but I'm not that tall. Yeah, terrific when they're passing each other. Yeah, and the Spitfire's charging away now. So I think it'll be quite a while before they coincide with each other again. So I'm going to speed up Dinadan. And see if we can get those together again. There we go. Lovely group of colours, these. I think I said earlier I quite like these southern liveried items. Let's see if we can take control of the Spitfire now and see if we can encourage them together again. Let's take some power out of that Spitfire. Here she comes. So this is just sort of playing with the trains and having fun. So I don't often run two together. I quite enjoy just running the one at a time. It takes quite a lot of concentration to get two to run together. Let's see if we can have one more go at this. Bit more power on the Spitfire there. Lovely shot. Well, I think that's probably it for this week. Thanks again for watching. It's hugely appreciated. If you look back again next time, we'll have something else interesting to look at. Goodbye now.